Hey, Dr. Futrell here, and I have an important topic to talk to you about on today. Uh, my topic is this: quitting made me a winner. That's right, you heard it right. Quitting made me a winner. Quitting is one of the boldest decisions I've ever made. Wow, if I had never quit, I would never learn the perseverance and the grit that it takes to actually persevere and to succeed. Wow, if I had never quit, I'd still be living beneath my potential. I would still be living in mediocrity. So I want to tell you guys today, without a shadow of a doubt, that quitting made me a winner. It's like the song I heard that being broke made me rich. You know, quitting taught me the lessons that I needed to learn in order to be successful in life and win. This is a powerful message. I thought about myself years ago. I quit on my dream of being a professional football player. I quit in the Marine Corps. I quit in relationships. I quit jobs. And what I learned from that is the importance of not quitting. First thing I learned, listen at this. Every time you quit, you have to start over again. You know, every time you quit, you lose all the progress and momentum that you gain. And so, you know, quitting is not even an option when it comes to me because, you know, it just takes so much to start over again. It takes so much to get started again. When I thought about this, I thought about the pandemic, how, you know, the church in the pandemic, how so many people, when the pandemic started, we were at home, we were shut in for such a long time. And you would have thought people would have been anxious to get back started, anxious to go back to work and to go back to church and do things like that. But it was totally opposite. A lot of people have never made it back to church from the pandemic. A lot of people have not made it back. Some of them made it back to having church online, but some of them have never came back. You say, why? Because this flesh gets comfortable. This flesh doesn't want to do anything more than it have to do. And I'm saying quitting is not an option with me because getting started again is the hardest thing to do. So I want to encourage you to break the habit of quitting on today. You got to break it. I thought about this. When you quit, you lose all the progress and you lose a momentum that you have gained. And momentum is really, really important. I thought about a locomotive train. Do you know if a locomotive is stopped and sitting on a track, you can put a little block in front of it and it can't even go forward. It won't move forward. I don't make no difference how fast you mash on the gas. But once that locomotive get to running full speed, that it will run through a concrete wall. And so I'm saying it's almost unstoppable. So I've learned that quitting is not an option because you got to start over again. And starting over again is one of the hardest things to do. Also, I learned this. You know, you can't win if you're not in the game. You can't win if you're not in the game. Matter of fact, if you quit, that means that you forfeited your dream. That means that you forfeited your opportunity. You forfeited your chance to win. When I thought about that, I thought about this. This is even like a MMA fighter. You know, when you quit, you tap out. And you say it's over for you. And so quitting is just not an option. Quitting made me a winner. Quitting made me keep fighting. Quitting made me keep going on. Quitting made me learn what it takes to win, you know, because if you tap out, it's game over. I thought about the story of Mr. Darby, the man that went out to California during the time of the gold rush. Him and his uncle, they struck a vein of gold, and they found out, wow, they had one of the richest mines of gold during that time. but they were digging, and all of a sudden the vein of gold dried up, and they couldn't find any more gold. They couldn't find any more gold, so they kept digging, and they kept digging for gold. And you know what happened? Eventually they got tired, and they just gave up. And they sold all their mining equipment to a junk dealer. They sold it to the junk dealer for pennies on the dollar. And the crazy thing is, this junk man, he might have been a junk man, but he was a smart man. So what this junk man did is he took and he got an engineer to come out. And the engineer told him that, hey, the gold was still there. And it was one of the richest gold mines, but that they had stopped digging 3 feet from gold. And I'm saying, wow, you can't quit. You got to learn how to quit, because you might be 3 feet from gold. You might be 3 feet from doing from having your breakthrough, from getting the blessing that you had been working towards, for seeing all your dreams come true. So you got to learn not to quit. 3 feet from gold. This junk man became one of the richest men in the world. And, but the moral of this story, I want to tell you this, is this, that Darby learned from his mistakes. So listen, I learned from quitting, just like Darby. Darby learned from quitting, and he pivoted. He made a pivot from being a gold miner to being a life insurance agent. And Darby went on to be a multi-millionaire. And he said he learned from quitting in his younger days in mining. And he learned that when people would tell him no, they didn't want to buy an insurance policy, he wouldn't quit. He would just keep on with his sales pitch. He would just stay right there and keep on talking to them and keep on until eventually they would buy a policy. And he said he sold most of his policies after someone said no. And I'm saying you got to learn that instead of quitting in life, instead of giving up on your dreams, instead of giving up on your hopes, that sometimes you might just need to pivot. You might just need to pivot from what you're doing to doing something that you're better at doing. So I'm saying to you on today that quitting made me a winner. It gave me the intensity. It gave me the resilience. It gave me the perseverance that no matter what I'm facing, to keep on going, to keep on digging, to keep on moving. It reminds me of Isaac in Genesis. The Bible said that Isaac dug a well, and that the Amalekites fought him for that well. They argued with him for that well. But it tells me in the Bible that Isaac didn't throw in the towel. He didn't get mad. It says he just dug another well. Wow, he just kept right on digging. And it says that they fought him for that well too. They argued with him, and they called that well contention. But you know what he did? He didn't give up. He didn't throw in the towel. It says that he moved to a place called Rehoboth. In other words, he pivoted. He did like a basketball player, a good point guard. You know, when he's coming down the court and he having an opponent in front of him. You know, quitting rather than quitting taught me how to pivot. You know, he pivoted. He moved to another place, and nobody fought him for this will. And this place called Rehoboth meant a large place. It meant a fruitful place. And Isaac said, God, the Lord has made room for me, and I will be fruitful in the land. So I'm saying you got to learn from quitting. You got to learn from the mistakes and from the things that you went through. Don't just throw in the towel. Keep on fighting. Keep on moving. Keep on persevering, and learn to pivot. Learn to go around. You know, go around the obstacles sometimes. You know, it ain't that you don't let it. If you get stuck, go around it. The other thing I learned from this is sometimes we get stuck. You get stuck and you just need some help. Darby and his uncle got stuck, but instead of them seeking help, they just gave up because they were trying to do it on their own. And I thought about a situation in my life when I was younger. I was trying to help a person get out of jail. And I raised the money. We called downtown. We tried to do everything we could do to get this person out of jail. And somebody finally said, why don't you get a lawyer? Wow. See, I'm saying you might be an expert at singing, or you might be an expert at writing, but you might not be an expert at media marketing. I needed someone else. Well, let me tell you something. That lawyer went downtown. I was there. He went downtown, and those people were saying, "Hey, Mr. So and so." They were smiling at him, and I'm telling you, what we had been trying to do for 30 days, he went in there, and in about 15 minutes, the person was coming out. And I'm saying sometimes you just need help. I'm saying don't quit. Sometimes you just need somebody, some help to say, no, do it this way, do it that way. And it'll help you get from being stuck. It'll help bring you right on out of that place, and you will experience the success that you were trying to get. So I want to say to you on today, don't quit. Don't throw in the towel, because just like Mr. Darby, you are 3 feet away from your breakthrough. You are 3 feet away from goal. So you can't afford to give up. You got to be like me and shout out that quitting made me a winner. Quitting made me a winner. Being broke made me rich. It taught me the lessons that I need to learn to become wealthy, to become successful, to get where I am today. All right. Well, I pray that you guys heard something on today that would encourage you, that would strengthen you, and that would help you along your way. All right. Until the next time, have a blessed day.